laid low, sit up around that dog.
What the fuck is that? Oh, yeah! A great big pussy.
Get the fuck out of my room and play Minecraft!
Or Mingin
Go
accent.
bitch.
Go bitch.
Hello! Welcome to Talking Tribe and Twaddle! Back once again for the third episode ever!
It's like the Renegade Master.
I know, yeah, I thought, bloody hell, who let him in? Hiya, you alright, everyone?
Hello. Sorry for deafening you unnecessarily.
Oh,
Got some ear defenders.
giddy ant.
You clearly.
Too many coffees, that lad.
Well, he's not subscribing to Dry January.
I am dry as a bone, mate.
Same.
Sound like it.
Eye on life.
Dry gin. Dry martini.
Yeah. Eye on life.
Chinzano.
I'm also
That's this
joining.
lad's on, I'll tell you. Fucking Thunderbirds next.
Welcome back to Talking Tribe and Twaddle, the podcast where each week we have a new story.
And we talk about it.
Yes.
We have a little chat.
Volume.
Everything has to be
Clearly.
loud.
Yes, because that's good.
And what a story this week.
It's very exciting.
And then a big fat bastard. Sorry, I'll calm down now.
It's not a big fat bastard, he's a talented young man.
People do this for a living though. Well, I don't know about a living.
What, podcasting?
No. Well, if they do, tell
We-
give us
we
a ring.
don't, yeah.
Some tips.
Send us a check.
Like competitive eating, don't they?
Yeah, there's like people in America eat cars and stuff like that. I've seen
Cars?
that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Usually like a 1950s style car.
Yeah.
But car eating's big in America.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That and having sex with cars as well.
Well, they'll have sex without over there, won't
Yeah.
they?
It's true that. I've not seen there's this fella in America.
So you're telling me this is a thing?
He's got this big, like, fancy car and he shines it, like, polishes it up and that. Then I saw it, and then he starts off by, like, kissing the... I nearly said tail lights then, to be American. Kissing the brake light.
Yeah.
And then, like, he works his way around, stroking the boots.
Bit of music on.
Gets on with the booty.
Gets on the
Yeah.
It's
Then,
all around.
before you know it, trousers are down, knees are in dirt, and cocks up exhaust.
Oh!
Christ.
Well, only, he never when it's red hot, though,
I
you know.
hope he washes it afterwards.
He likes to get lukewarm before he does
Oh.
the business. But that's true.
I like to think he lubes it up first, because that...
Yeah, well, maybe he likes it rough.
Oh, yeah.
Well, people are into all kinds of things, aren't they? Whatever floats your boat, whatever
As we've discovered many times on our
whatever
podcast.
flicks your switch.
Well,
whatever
not this
turns
lad,
the
though.
engine.
This lad was an eater. He weren't a shagger. He were a lover, not a fighter.
If you could eat one food for the rest of your... Oh, I tell you what, if you could eat a food that of your own body weight, what would it be?
An amount of food...
You've got to eat it all in one
Well, like,
sitting.
do you mean like bogies and crows or like the body buffet?
That's
No.
not really a food, though, is it? That's dust that collects up
You
your nose.
I'm confused.
You've got to eat an item of food that's equivalent to your own body weight.
Oh,
in
right.
one
I
sitting.
forget you not that your own body is produced.
No.
Sorry.
No,
I lost you there
no.
for a second.
Oh, shit, piss and bogies.
Yeah.
Don't want to be eating that.
Body weight in
A
earwax.
couple of grebs for seasoning.
Snot. So,
Well,
yeah, food.
if you had to eat one item of food to the
Blancmange.
equivalent weight of your... A blancmange? You know how much blancmange you'd have to eat for it to be...
That'd
Very
be-
light, isn't it?
Angel Delight.
Again? Are you mad?
You need something dense, like
You do.
a chocolate brownie.
Yeah, spuds.
Spuds. Just a pile of spuds. Cooked or uncooked.
Did they get... No, what I'd do is...
Can't tell you're from the
What are the-
northwest, can
What
you?
are the T's and C's, actually? Because you could get the spuds at your body weight and then turn them into chips because they'll go lighter, won't they?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you still have to eat the peelings.
No!
Yeah. They're fancy chips where they don't peel them, aren't they?
Oh.
Charge an extra £5 in a fancy restaurant for chips with skin on. Lazy bastards.
What would your death row meals be? That's a bit easier.
Oh,
But it's always a toughie for me, but I think I know.
I know, this is proper Gordon Blue cooking this.
Right, okay.
Prawn cocktail,
Oh, going 80.
I know, yeah.
Bit of paprika.
steak and chips,
Very 80s.
Diane sauce.
jam roly-poly and custard.
Oh, hey!
Old school. Pepper sauce, not fucking Diane, you
And
fancy bastard.
they're killing him with an hosepipe on an escort.
I think my absolute classic would have to be bangers mash and onion gravy, lashings of gravy. If it was just one meal, that's what I'd
Well,
have.
what's your starter?
Well, I thought it was just one meal. Starter, I'd go for pate. 'cause you
Death
can't go
row,
wrong
you
with
can
it.
get
Can't
3
go wrong with
courses.
pate.
I do like pate and all the relevant bits that come with it. And I quite like for an afters, sticky toffee pudding and custard. Proper stodge.
I could have a chippy me.
What would you have?
Your last meal.
I think you'd want an home comfort. If
You
you've
want
been
a
on death
chippy.
row for years, you'd
Yeah.
want home comfort. I'd have a chippy tea, chipped pudding, gravy, peas.
You could even have pudding and sausage.
Yeah,
It's your last
and
meal.
battered sausage on side,
Yeah.
and then for dessert I'd have apple crumble and custard.
And what
Oh,
would
I like
what
that, yeah.
what counts as a chippy starter?
Are you wet and babbies yet?
Yeah,
Scallops.
with a sprinkling of scraps.
Fancy.
Yeah, well, we're a fancy bunch.
Tell you
aren't we?
what, we've got some sophisticated palates, haven't we, over here? My
Well, we're off
God.
to France.
Oh yeah, they would be disgusted with
Oh.
that previous choices.
I know. So across the channel we go.
Yeah, we
Off to
are.
France. The man named
Terrari.
Terrari.
I'm going
I just called him
Terrari.
Terrar.
Terrar cock.
Terrar.
Terrari.
But I don't
Terrari.
think that's correct. I
No
don't
one
think
even
that's
knows if that's his real name or his nickname or what, but that was his name that he was known by for
Build-
his entire life.
Billed as the man with the unstoppable appetite.
He had no satiety level at all, didn't he?
It started going wrong for this lad at an early age. Like by the time he was a teenager, he could eat a quarter of a bullock in one sitting.
Which was the equivalent of his own weight, which is
Exactly.
Yeah, which is very, yeah.
He
good
could eat
point, well
himself
made.
in bullock.
Born in 1772 to a working class family in Lyon.
I mean, no doubt they're like probably earning a living, like like digging in mud or collecting piss and shit for tanning yard or something
Yeah.
like that. They're not going to be so they can't be going out buying a quarter bullock every day.
No.
Well, exactly.
For this lad,
And the
can
cupboards
they?
were hardly busting open, were they?
No. Well, that was the problem. The lad, at a young age, wouldn't stop eating.
Yeah. So do you know what they do? They call in social services. They get a doctor to see him. They try and solve his needs and get to know.
She's not got big swinging milkers, has she, with his appetite?
Oh, good God, no.
Bloody-
Sucked some dry.
saggy bagpipes.
Like Donny socks
Well,
without
quick-
the feet in them.
Who are Terrari? They don't do any of that stuff. They just chuck him out.
It's a shame for him, really, isn't it? The fact that he's kicked out because he's hungry.
Yeah. I mean, my
What do I
argument
do?
is when you're young, you're naturally quite hungry anyway. Like when I was younger, I mean, I'm still a bit like that now, but when I was a lot younger, I used to eat anything in sight. Like you have got like...
Oh, you
an
could,
instinct.
couldn't you? You could eat anything as
Yeah.
a teenager.
Yeah, you
I remember
just
getting
like-
them bags of jammy donuts from Asda's. Oh, I'd go for a full pack.
Yeah. I tell you what, a 40 tube of Jaffa cake, 40 tube of Jaffa cakes,
Gone.
literally in 10 minutes.
What did you live off at school? What was your go-to school
Steak.
dinner? Mine was chip balm and gravy.
Yeah.
Every day for 5 years.
Aussie Crunch.
Oh, I used to love an Aussie Crunch. They used to do these amazing baguettes at my school as well. Chicken jalfrezi with melted cheese on top.
You ponched up bastard.
I went to a really rough school, so...
Chips and gravy with a barm cake every day.
Every day?
Couple of turkey drummers in my coat pocket.
turkey
If I could get
drummers.
away with it.
Turkey drummers. No, but Terrari's family, I mean, they just basically couldn't afford to keep him.
Well, they couldn't.
They couldn't afford his appetite rather than they couldn't afford to keep him. So he was turfed out at about 14, wasn't he? Approximately.
Well, he gets in with a band of wrong'uns. I mean, because what else he's going to do? It's like Oliver Twist.
Well, I
all
think he
over, innit?
spends a bit of time, doesn't he, like rummaging through bins and...
Eating anything he could get his mitts on,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, yeah, he gets in with a gang of wrong'uns and they tour the country. Like, I don't think it's like a formal tour. They're playing in the Preston Guildhall one night and, it's just sort of a meander around the country.
So when you say wrong'uns...
Like
Thieves, prostitutes, vagabonds, bad uns. People who don't really have a place in society.
So is he just doing a bit of pickpocketing and
Well, he's sort of...
nicking loaves of bread and...
He's just sort of surviving, and then he gets in with these people, and then they have a bit of a freak show, and he gets a job as a warm-up act
For a travelling charlatan, I
for
believe.
these wrong, because wherever they go, they're trying to make a few quid, and then they can see like he's hungry all the time, so they get him on.
Still bastard eating, that twat.
Yeah, but do you know what they start feeding him as part of this warm-up act? corks, stones, and live animals.
I read that one of his trademark acts, which I don't know. I mean, was a basket of apples.
He could eat a whole bushel of apples.
Yeah.
A whole, like an apple whole.
Yeah, but not just one whole apple. A whole bushel of whole apples. Just tip him in. Like Desperate Dan, just tip it in, open his gob.
That's crazy. I heard as well he was particularly fond of snake meat.
Snake. Where do you get
Snakes.
snake meat from in France? We're at
You
snake.
just find
They have
them.
grass snakes, don't they? But they'd have to eat a lot to
They're not,
satiate
they're
him.
not all around.
Adders.
Adders.
Yeah. But he was fond of snake meat. That was
Boa
one of his favourites.
constrictors.
Rats.
What they do is, while Terrara is doing all this mad stuff, all his mates, they go in picking the pockets, aren't they?
Yeah.
Of the
Distracting
audience.
them all.
While they're marvelling.
So he's not just hungry anymore. He is hungry.
Well, he is hungry.
But he's fine-tuned his eating skill. He's taking advantage of his insatiable hunger.
So he's eating more than just general foodstuffs. It's actually going to almost like household objects.
Well, you see, he starts off as the warm-up man, and it's not long before he's the star attraction, and they're billing him as the incredible man who can eat anything.
So he's been a bit of an act, just chucking bits and pieces down him.
According to those who saw his act, he seized a live cat with his teeth,
A cat?
Yeah.
disemboweled it, sucked its blood and ate it, leaving the bare skeleton only.
Oh, bollocks.
He ate dogs in the same manner, and on one occasion, it is said he swallowed a live eel whole without chewing it.
Just like what?
Direct quote from the Time eyewitness account.
I don't like the fact that you've left the eel to the end. Like, that was the crescendo.
Oh, sorry.
Like, I reckon I could eat an eel. But
The
I'm
cat-
not eating a cat and leaving its bone.
I think. Well, no, I think
He
it's
ate the
important.
fur, but left the bones.
I think it's important to note though, he all the way at the fur, he did later vomit that up.
Did
I-
it? What,
I
her
read-
ball?
Yeah, he did vomit that up apparently. So even though he ate everything else, intestines and drank its blood, he did sick the fur back up.
Ah,
Can you imagine how minging that would be?
microchip in your teeth.
Jesus Christ! I
He's
don't
got a
imagine.
good stomach though, hasn't he, to be able to separate it.
I don't imagine cat meat would be nice. I don't imagine cat meat would be nice at all.
I'm no cat lover, but
I wouldn't eat
I
one.
couldn't eat one.
Couldn't eat a full one.
Well, not raw anyway.
No,
Oh
no.
no, stick it up, Barbie.
Spit roast.
Was it alive?
Yeah.
He ripped its
Listen
head off
to
with
the
his
quote. He seized the live cat with his teeth. He disemboweled it with his teeth. He sucked its blood, not with his teeth, and he ate it.
Oh,
Straight in there.
It's crazy
You
that.
better lock your pet pussy up.
I don't know. Pussy in my pocket.
Or a Pringles tube full of jam. He'd be fucking all over that.
No wonder we've got bloody rats following him. Pringles full of jam.
Pet pussy.
Oh, knock it.
Pet
Have you seen how much them pet pussies are on Love Honey?
love bunny.
Lovebunny.com.
Yeah?
Pet pussy and ash, yeah, there's a hole each.
Huh?
There's a bum hole and there's a
I
pussy
know,
hole.
like,
seen
I've got a
that
Pringles
one?
tube in a jam jar. Marmite tube. No.
It's like an ass with a big sucker
With the
on.
Marmite in.
Yeah. I'm not paying bloody 200 quid for a pet pussy.
No.
Pringles tube.
Suckering it
jam.
onto the desk.
Yeah. Off you go.
Here you go. Well, this lad is destined for stardom. So where do you go in France if you want to be a star? You go to Paris
Paddy.
Yeah, Paris.
Get Paddy.
to work as a street performer. So he's doing it and he is making a killing.
I mean, if I saw somebody eating a rat in the street, I'd probably stop and watch.
I think he was eating all sorts, wasn't he, at this stage? But was it also something that went quite wrong here for him?
He did, he had an incident.
Oh,
he had
dear.
a little incident, didn't he, when he went to Paris?
He had a severe intestinal
I'm
obstruction.
not fucking surprised eating corks and stones and cats.
Members of the crowd had to carry him to the Hotel Dieu hospital, where he was treated with powerful laxatives.
Was he?
Yeah.
I can imagine that was nice to be around.
No.
You'll be glad to know he makes a full recovery.
Does he? I think at this point as well, because he started making a bit of a name for himself, we should point out on his physical appearance, because he didn't look like the average everyday Joe, did he? Or
No.
Well, bearing in mind he eats everything in sight, and I mean everything in sight, it's said that he is quite slim and of an average height.
really?
Yeah. At the age of 17, he weighed only 100 pounds. That's like,
Which is like, that's
7
stone.
2.
Yeah.
It's not much, is it?
He had unusually soft fur hair
Oh.
and an abnormally wide mouth in which his teeth were heavily stained
Oh.
and his lips were almost invisible.
Invisible lips.
Yeah,
Sounds like-
invisible lips.
Sounds like Zippy.
What are
Is this a
I
tail
don't
or is it
understand
there?
what invisible lips are.
I think it's because if you've known... Oh, well.
Maybe he's pulled his mouth so wide
They
to
were
like
just really-
fit stuff in, they've gone really thin.
Ooh.
Well, you know, like he's an old hag who's been smoking too much.
Yeah,
Like
they've
really
got like...
thin lip.
like bumhole
he did
lips.
he sounded quite handsome up until that point.
Soft fair hair.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ju-
if you look...
But then
if you
why
don't
God?
look- if you
Why
just-
God
if you
stained
look-
teeth?
If you look gob up,
Yeah.
he'd be alright.
And chin down.
Chin down, he'd be sound,
He's only
yeah.
£100. Apparently, I read that he could dislocate his mouth and open it like a snake.
Right. But that's good for blowies.
What for the man with the wider than average girth?
Yeah.
Blow
Oh
it
no,
off.
I can't sort that, mate. It's too big. It's too big. You got to get Churi in here for that.
No, but you know what I mean?
Although he did have some problems. Because he ate so much food with this insatiable hunger, his belly skin had to stretch to like massive size to fit in all the
yeah.
food. So when he'd like passed some of the food he'd not ate for a while, his skin used to sag down, and it was so saggy he could like tie it in a knot almost. He had
Like around his
loads of
waist.
saggy skin, and he had big saggy jowly jaws.
So he's not that handsome then.
No.
He's not that handsome.
He started off handsome, but then, you know, the act took its toll.
So what's going on here?
think-
Like, is he eating loads of food and getting fat, and
He
then
temporarily expands due to the volume of food.
there's something medically wrong with this man?
But also, you've got to
You're
think...
quite right.
And I think with all these folds of loose skin would come a fetid smell. Like, basically, he had horrendous...
Jesus Christ, we've gone from £100 fur skin, fur hair, and handsome eyes and nose to fucking big mouth, no lips, manky teeth, saggy skin, and fucking stunk now.
Yeah, he's got BO alright.
He
Apparently,
has
you could see a
problems.
vapour rising from him.
He has problems with his personal odour.
You can see a vapour.
A vapour of BO mist.
Reports, again, from the time, say his body was hot to the
Not a
touch.
fucking comic. I've never seen anything smell that much that you can see a mist.
Well, let
Maybe
me just-
manure.
let me give
Maybe
you the
fresh
facts.
manure is the only thing that you're going to get. A vapour of odour.
Let me give you the facts. His body was hot to the touch, and he sweated heavily. He dripped a constant
Clammy.
sweat that stunk like sewer water. It would rise off him in a vapour so putrid you could see it drifting around him in a visible cloud of stink.
There we go.
Bearing in mind, right, this is Paris in the 1770s.
Everyone stinks.
Everything fucking stinks. Everywhere stinks.
Everything.
So the fact that this guy
stinks.
overly stinks,
Worse than everything.
he stinks than anything else, and they're chucking shit in the streets.
Well, exactly.
He was renowned for it. He was renowned for being a big, smelly, fat...
It was put into
Bloke.
his. It was put into his medical records. He stank to such a degree that he could not be endured within a distance of 20 paces.
Oh,
So that's about 10 metres, isn't it?
get back 20. Bloody hell! I bet there was.
He's not going to cop off this lad, is he? You know what I'm
I
saying?
can't see it. I can't see it. I've got written down here: foul beyond conception.
Yeah.
There's a nice little
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Nice little note. They're also chronic diarrhea.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Well, I'll just have a rat in a car.
Yeah.
So he's just shitting himself all the time.
He has to go
That's
poo
probably.
poo.
I think that's probably contributing to this fetid smell as well. He's got BO, smells like shit, loads of loose skin, massive gob. He's got absolutely nil pois going for him.
He has got nil. But despite this massive intake of food, he never put on much weight. He didn't, because there was something obviously wrong with his.
no
Metabolism.
calories in a bike. I know,
Oh,
yeah.
monsieur.
Honk, honk. Fuck off, tourist, stand up. Fucking honk it every time he sits down.
We in Tour de France or what? Come on.
Honk, honk.
So they did do some tests on him. Like, doctors got hold of him because they thought he was just barking mad. They thought he was absolute fucking...
But then they found out he'd had Jack Russell with him before.
They thought he was batshit crazy. But he wasn't.
We could go on. We could really go on. And a belly full of the things.
Doctors of the time said there was nothing of the type of mental illness or unusual behaviour. He only suffered with temperament that had a lack of ideas and force. So he wasn't highly
What?
motivated.
I'm not surprised.
All he could think about was eating. That's all he wanted to do.
You know, you eat too much at Christmas
Yeah.
and you just feel tired.
Yeah.
Like lethargic.
Your belly
What's
hurts.
it called, that?
Lethargy.
Lethargy, is that what it's called?
I think, yeah, lethargy. Who knows?
Well, that's how he is all the time.
Post-dinner slump.
Yeah.
How
I reckon
many
he
calories on average do you think someone eats on Christmas Day?
Oh, it must be 3,000.
5,000.
Do you know what? I don't think you're probably too far from the truth.
What's
though.
your guess?
I said just over 3 to 3, 5.
3, 5,
Five.
5, 3.
3,500.
Sorry, I'd love to give it to you, but
What? You
Hey.
don't know?
it's 6,000 calories.
Is
Chris
it?
is a winner.
6,000? Christ.
6,000 on average. So the doctors say he's just a young man with an inexplicably large
Appetite. Overactive thyroid.
Well, I was thinking IBS, but I think that's well, yeah, possibly, because he always had diarrhea.
I bet he did have IBS.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, 100%. It must have been very irritated.
I'm gonna stop eating them live cats. They don't sit well with me.
They don't agree with me.
Or they
then.
repeat. Chuckers them Rennie. Chuckers them Rennie over here.
And Gaviscon, love.
I've had a cat again.
Oh, pushing a collar out.
Imagine shitting in here like
Did you do his shit in a little bell rings?
Honk, honk.
It also makes me concerned that he can't have gone for a number 2 in the toilet because he must have just done it on the street. Because how can you shit out metal things?
I think he went wherever he had to go because it says in the notes
Whenever he got caught
he has
short.
chronic diarrhea. And after he'd done his eating, after he'd
Like
done
we
his
said,
performance,
1770s, people are shitting all over.
after he'd done his
anyway.
performance,
They
he
had
would
no
just
sewers then, did they?
No.
he'd release it, but a lot of it would be undigested.
What, so just bits of bite?
So it'd just go through him and he'd pebble dash.
Yeah. Oh, Bradley Wiggins sprayed up that wall.
He's not a well man. But apparently the doctors say that he's well enough for military service.
Oh, is this the French Revolution?
It is indeed.
No,
Oh.
it's the French Revolutionary Army.
Ah. So he got, what is this national service that he's got in for, or has he put himself forward?
Well, there's a war, so they're looking for troops.
I would never have guessed.
But you always said that you were a stickler for detail.
So it's the 1790s,
Yeah.
and it's the War of the First Coalition.
Ooh.
Oh God, it's written there. Jesus.
He joins up this
1770s.
lad.
What kind of? Because I'm not-
1790s.
1790s. You know how I am with mystery.
I know how
and
you
just
are.
general knowledge.
Just everything.
Just knowledge in general, really. What we're talking? Are we talking horseback and cannons?
Yeah,
Sort of,
cannons,
yeah.
muskets. He
Muskets.
wouldn't have been on an horse. That was officers only. He'd have been one of the trogs covered in
You
shit.
would have been fucking
Yeah,
trying to eat it
trooping
anyway. You know they love their horse meat over there.
Don't let him near the horses.
You'd be having a right field day.
In fact, don't let him near the cannons.
Don't
He'll
even-
be eating them. Only give him a dagger. Can't eat that. Or one of them maces, ball and chains.
No kit.
Yeah.
Yes, his kit. He's just gone. Yeah, just going, where's your kit, Charlie? He's just sucking in his bootlace like spaghetti.
He shits out some trousers. Because the French always had nice cream trousers, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah,
Cream trousers, blue tunic, black hat,
yeah.
red dicky
They
bow.
always look like the height of fashion.
Not when he shut him out. So he joins up, but the rations aren't filling his appetite up.
Well, that's the thing. I think he's joined the army, hasn't he? But his hunger still, it's not going to go away. and it needs to be serviced.
He's constantly pestering all the other soldiers for their rations,
Yeah.
leftovers. He starts hanging about at the back of the tent, searching on the tip for scraps that, like potato peelings, like what Chris has on his fancy chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's eating anything, onion skins, just anything that's going. He even starts eating grass just to try and fill himself with anything.
That's the thing. Even though he's eating all this stuff, it's not satisfying his hunger, is it?
No.
It's like he's got zero satiety level at all.
And he does go down with extreme exhaustion.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting enough nutrients in him to keep him going.
Yeah, he's not getting enough calories to sustain him. And his officers say that he always looks starving. And he's a
Fuck
bit,
PTSD, this man's hungry.
he's tired and he's distracted. He's not very good at following orders because they tell him
He's
to do
always
something
thinking about food.
and then he's trying to eat the horse or he's
I believe at this point he was taken into the hospital, wasn't he? Because he was taken down for exhaustion, and the military doctors tested him and his ability to eat. So apparently he ate 2 large meat pies, plates of grease and salt, 4 gallons of milk, and then fell asleep immediately.
well, he's probably the best meal he'd had in years. That
Yeah.
Plus,
Plates,
he had 2 large meat pies.
and I'm not talking. I'm on about plate meat pies.
Like proper meat pies.
Yeah, like full plate meat pies times 2. Plates
4
of
gallons
grease,
of milk.
Plates of grease and salt, which I find a little bit odd, but I mean he'd eat anything, wouldn't he?
4 gallons of milk?
Yeah, in one sitting, and then just fell
I
asleep.
bet that was the best day of his life.
No wonder he fell asleep though. I bet he was so like.
Do you reckon they're all just stood around just thinking, right, let's see how much he'll actually eat?
Yeah.
It's the first time in years he's not been eating cats and dogs and snakes and vipers and eels and
Pie?
a pie. A pie, really, a real pie.
Bins? Let's not forget he's been scourging through bins for...
Live eels
Yeah.
in one go.
Good immune system, those, like we said before.
Yeah.
Eh?
Must have a
Fuck
good-
Yakult, this lad's on bin juice.
And bin juice stinks.
Oh, bin juice is the worst. Whenever you
he,
take.
has a shot every morning.
Yeah, bin juice keeps the doctor away.
So the military surgeons, these guys, they are fascinated with him. There is one doctor in particular called Dr. Corville who takes Tarara under his wing. And like you say, Oriel, he starts to do tests on him. And as part of these tests, after he's eaten all that food, all them meat pies and milk and that, they watch him and they say that his belly swells up like a great big balloon. And then very quickly after, it deflates.
So where's all food
So
going?
where's it go? Well, it's like it's going like the clappers, his body, because he's still not fat.
Just processing it that quickly for him to visibly see his
furnace.
stomach. Yeah.
His stomach's like a furnace.
On one day, they
That's why
starve,
it's so hot and clammy.
Oh yeah.
they starve
Why?
him.
Skin's expanding as well.
They starve him for a couple of days,
Oh my god.
and then they present him with a live cat.
Oh, so the experiments have gone from let's give it, see how much you can eat, to let's see what he can eat.
Yeah.
I've got the list of everything else that they give him. Here we
Yeah.
go. Snakes.
Do you reckon they're having a bet, these doctors?
Oh,
Right,
fucking
we'll start
hell.
off with a cat, and then we'll give him. Oh, should we give him a puppy?
What are they gonna give him now? Oh.
Who's going to eat a puppy? Oh. He's fucking at that
They
puppy.
give him a box of puppies. He eats the puppies. Don't know where they go. Obviously, a paedophile in the ranks.
Box of sweets. Box of puppies.
Yeah. Bag of fried eggs and a box of puppies. Then they go on to snakes,
Yeah. Now they've
lizards.
got- Oh.
Where are they getting these from?
Oh, the lizards
Pets
are
are all in
rife.
France. Eels. Now he pulled out this big eel apparently. So he must have been telling them this is I've ate all this beer.
Well, pets are-
This is yeah.
Showing off.
Yeah, I've ate all sorts of eels and all that. So they get a box of eels in.
Come on then.
And apparently he gets the head, the eels live, crushes their head with his teeth, and then down in one like spaghetti.
Well, you don't want them biting at your insides, do you?
No.
You know,
Told you
nibbling
though.
on your liver.
Told you. Jaws like that. Eel down in one. He'd be good at giving blowies.
Deep throat.
Wouldn't he? He takes deep throat to another
There's
level.
nothing wrong with his deep throat
Oh,
technique.
Christ.
I'm a bit. I'm
You
a
should
bit,
see him swallowing
I'm a
eels.
bit worried about him biting the head first. Though.
What, you like that?
Well, I don't want a bit of teeth. I don't want it crushing.
Crushing.
Oh, he's crushed me japper. They give him all this stuff, and he he wolfs it down, doesn't he? Like, give him more
Yeah, he
problem.
He does.
But they've got to the point now where it's like, well, he needs to be eating the rations of 4 men. Minimum. Just to be keeping him awake.
Yeah.
No lack of energy. And they're like, well, what can we do with him?
Yeah. What can we do with this lad? Surely he's good for something.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Is he?
Well, story unfolds, doesn't it?
Promotion! I tell you what, you'll be good at, son. A spy.
Spy.
Why would they be good as a spy, Paul?
Because they can put stuff in his belly.
This is absolute
He
bollocks.
he can eat stuff and then
No.
shit it out at the other end.
This is ridiculous, this story now. So basically, what they do is they figure, well, look, he can eat all this stuff. What we can do is put secret messages inside him.
Hey.
It's a time of carrier pigeons, this. I mean, having a human with a message inside him is like a promotion in the world of espionage, isn't it? You know?
Yes.
That's top secret information in that box.
So what they do is they do a little tester. They get a message, like a secret message that they want to get across the border,
Yeah.
and they put it in a little wooden box. Old Theory, down in one.
Do you think they had to like put the box inside a square of cheese to tempt him to eat it?
Oh no, fucking hell, he's eating bikes. He's not going to be bothered with a little wooden box.
Bikes
I did wonder how big this box was.
Do you think it had like really massive writing? Like with a really big daub of pen? I think they probably went small, didn't they?
I'm crapping out a coffin. And why in a wooden box? Why could they not put it in like a little Hessian sack or something?
Because his digestive juices would have digested it.
A bit like silk, that doesn't break down, does it? Put it in a little silk pouch.
I've never
It's got to be
had a
better than a
silk
wooden
purse.
box.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with putting it in your sock?
Because then it's easily searchable.
Or at least just put it up your backside.
Well, yeah, just
Because they can shove a finger up your
Oh,
thing.
You won't want to put it up his.
yeah, nobody's putting anything
Jesus.
anywhere near his rectum.
No, not with this smell.
Well, war's a dirty game.
Well,
Well, they say that, don't they?
so basically they're making old Traore into what? Terrari. They're making old Traore.
Tiore.
I love these. We get at least one every episode.
What's he called? Terrari.
Ta-ra.
Terrari.
Ooh, have a Terrari.
Terrari.
Ta-ra. Basically, they're turning into like a human fortune cookie, really, aren't they?
Yeah, essentially.
they are.
Yeah.
They've put in a little message in there for him.
A message in a bottle.
And I imagine he feels quite good about this because it seems like now
Well,
he's got a little bit of purpose.
He's now been promoted.
He's getting his full rations.
He's getting extra food. He's probably getting a bit of double bubble in his pay.
Yeah.
And he's not just seen as this little stinker who's eating out the bins,
Yeah,
you know.
he's not just eating bloody
He's a man of purpose.
cowbells. He's eating secret messages that he's going to take across the border into German territory.
Yeah, he is.
How exciting!
very
But
exciting.
except,
Well, they set him on a mission to prove his worth.
well, here we go. This is the big mission for him. It's
Takes
time
it
to prove himself.
towards-
Yes, I can carry a message in my stomach after I've eaten it in a little tiny box.
And breathe.
So he goes towards the Prussian border, doesn't he? This is where he's headed with this little box of notes inside his stomach.
Can we just...
With
Can we
what
just
we've
do
heard
this?
already, I imagine it's been like a chest full of scrolls.
Oh, yeah. It's not even a good note, is it?
Just to say, before they send him on his mission,
All right.
he has to demonstrate to the general his ability to swallow this box. And so they gather all the commanders.
Come in my tent and let's see how good you are at swallowing.
No, it's not pervert. They get
I've got a million little messages for you.
They've got to get the top brass to buy into this plan.
All right.
They're thinking, well, this is like some her-brain scheme.
Yeah.
So they get all the top brass assembled and they give Terrari the box in front of them all and he eats it. And they're going, oh, that's brilliant, yeah. And as a reward, they give him £30 of raw bull's lungs and liver as a reward. No, but That's a reward. He's thinking, get
He's
in.
probably rubbing his hands, isn't he?
Get in. 30 pounds of liver and lungs. My favourite.
Awful, all about the awful.
It was bloody awful.
Awful buffet.
Awful buffet, come and get it.
Oh, can you imagine eating lungs?
I bet it'd stink as well. On top of
Well,
this smell.
there's no fridges, is there?
He's
No.
not. He's a wrong one, this lad. He's not right.
He's
Ed.
like one of them weird feeder people, and he'll just be like, he'll eat anything for
I
anything.
think the feeder here are the generals.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Cow's lungs.
Here, lad, eat this box and eat these cow's lungs.
Oh God.
Cracking one off.
Do I have to eat this box? Well, we'll give you a we'll give you a lot of cow's lungs if you eat it. All right.
Times are hard.
Pass it over here. Pass it
I
over
wonder
here.
what he sounded like.
Oh, do you reckon he's one of them? You know, one of we all know him. The like idiots who'll do anything for a laugh.
Oh, like absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
It's
like
like, oh, I
like
do-
eat baubles.
Yeah. Or cactus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
or-
go on, Tiori, go on, eat that box. Go on.
Eat
get
that box
it.
and I'll get you a pie. Go on.
Go on. Eat it, eat it, eat it.
Look.
Hey, come watch this Tiori here, watch him. Hey, get the meals over here. I'm going home, getting some pins. Fucking hell, was my bike gone?
I use Nick Dog. Yeah. Don't tell why.
Well, with this successful trial, he passes a test and he's sent on his mission. And they write the
I
note.
bet he feels really proud.
They put the note in his gob, swallows it down, notes in his belly, and they say to him,
He's like
"This is really, really important.
a Trojan horse.
Super important. You cannot let us down, Terrari.
Terrari.
These are documents of great military significance." So off he goes, and he crosses into the Prussian lines under cover of darkness, disguised as a German peasant. Now, he doesn't get so far, and it's not because he's not trying, it's that he sort of attracts attention, because here comes this bloke with really saggy face who stinks like shit, worse than anyone else,
With a wing mirror hanging out his teeth.
and he's a German peasant who doesn't speak a word of German. Now, they've not really thought this through. He's picked up by the Prussian military,
Did they do that thing that they do on
and they work out he's
The
a
Great
spy.
Escape, where they do a bit of German and then
And they go,
change it to English?
and they go,
Change
"You're
it to-
welcome," and he goes, "Thank you," and he trips himself up. So they get him, and he's captured outside the town of Landau. So they pick him up, the authorities, the
Yeah.
Prussian authorities, and they strip search him like we
Oh.
talked about earlier. Why did they not put the note in his sock?
Yeah, well, they'd have found it.
Because they'd have found it, wouldn't they?
And did they do a full cavity search?
They do a
Mr.
full
Mr.
search.
Granville?
And they find nothing suspicious on his person,
Oh.
despite being whipped
Whipped!
by the Prussian soldiers.
Oh.
He refuses to betray his mission. He doesn't give up anything.
Fine soldier.
So then they bring him in front of the local commander, and again he refuses to talk. Terrari, he's doing good, this lad.
Yeah.
Anyway, after 24 hours in captivity, don't know what they did to him. Maybe it was not very nice.
Torture.
Yes.
Full on German torture. I know what they did.
No, it's not German, Prussian.
Well, they speak German, but they got them leather gloves and they
Slapped him across the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Nein, Zwein!
Why?
Give us the information! And he, I'm not even going in Lion Swine! Like that.
What does that mean?
Lion swine.
All right.
German.
I can see that. Yeah,
Very good, very good.
So, after 24 hours, he relents and he tells the scheme to the captors. So, what do? They chain him to a bog. You're going to crap out this box.
Shit out the box!
Yes.
Shit out the box!
I'm genuinely scared for my life right now.
Now, he gets a bit shy. He gets a bit wee shy.
Oh, does he?
He
get nerves?
Can't go. He's trying. He's like,
Well,
I'm
you know,
trying.
I'm saying when someone's watching,
Can't get his poopy out.
can you imagine a lot of bloody colonels stood around eyeballing you while you try to poop out a box?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, is it?
Eventually, after
Shit out the box!
30 hours,
I'm trying.
that lad, he poops out the box.
Give me a chance, it's a bloody chest. Just the drawers.
They retrieve the box from the putrid shite,
I wouldn't like to be the one who had to do that.
They open the box,
Open the box, clean up the shite!
and the general
Clean up the shite, so open the box!
is
The Shiza.
Yeah, mop down the box.
the general's furious.
Oh,
He's and do you know why he's furious?
why is he
He's sick of sifting through shit, that's
Yeah.
why.
surprised he's furious? He just had to bloody pull a box into a bloke's gaping arsehole.
Terrari has been telling them all that
You know, rubber gloves in them days.
Terrari's telling them all that this box has got top secrets in it.
Right.
And they opens the box and in it says this is a test.
Oh,
But Terrari didn't know.
so he feels even more shitter because he thought he were doing like a top secret job, even though he didn't give in the end.
Yeah. Well, this Prussian general is fucking fuming.
The
and
air
he
is
says,
blue.
that's
It is.
it, it's the gallows for you, young man.
Oh,
Death
take him
sentence.
to the
Leads into the
gallows.
gallows to be hung.
But then after a while he calms down a bit and he feels a bit sorry for the little fatty flabby.
Oh, is he fat at this point?
Well, I mean flabby like flappy skin.
I bet he'd be
And,
good at that. I bet he'd be good at base jumping.
I was just going to say that.
Like one of them flying squirrels.
Yeah. You see him on mountains, don't you? There's actual clothing and equipment where you can just jump
Well,
off.
he
and
didn't
stuff.
need it.
Yeah, he's off.
That's what they shouldn't have bothered with his
They call-
bloody
what do they call
Trojan horse method.
Like
They
a
should have gone with paras.
Like a
Throw
fruit,
him out
Yeah.
of a mountain. Fuck off, Terrari.
I'll get up at border.
like a fruit bat. They're bloody horrible, them fruit bats. Have you seen them? They're like flying foxes.
Oh,
They
they're
are
all them big
they are
dogs,
terri-
like,
they
like
are-
massive things, aren't
They are terrifying. Google fruit bats.
No. No, I'm not going to.
Seriously, you won't sleep
I'm
tonight
not.
if you do that.
So yeah, he feels sorry for the flabby man. His pity gets the better of him and he decides to let Terrari go back to the French lines. But as a warning, he gives him a quick thrashing.
Does he?
Yes, before he lets him go.
Spank
You
it for
will
the
not do
devil.
this again. So he makes his way back to France, this poor Terrari. So he gets back to France and he begs the army to never make me deliver secret
Don't
messages.
make me need to do the box. Please.
And they go, well, we're not going to make you do that again because you were rubbish anyway. And so he gets sent back to the doctor. And the doctor, Dr. Percy.
Well, they've no use for him now, have they? I mean,
No.
he's eating too much.
He's
Well,
eating
He
way
can't
too
even
much.
do his magic box trick properly. What are they going to do with him?
His
I think
wits
his,
end.
his head's gone a bit as well.
I think he's gone a bit. Yeah, I was thinking he's
He's
lost
at his
his
wits
mind a little
end
bit.
and
hasn't
he
he?
Yeah.
begs this doctor to fix him.
Please,
Saying,
Doctor,
Dr.
Cure me,
Percy.
cure me.
please cure me. I just want to have some moules frites and sit on the course with a bottle of cheap plonk like the rest of my French brothers. Please, Doctor.
All I want is a bucket full of bull's livers.
Mules.
Is that too much to ask?
I just want a baguette and a croissant.
Yeah.
And then the other stereotypical foods. Oui.
Please.
Oh, I'll have a block of brie, please.
Have some
just-
camembert and a bottle of Chateau de Beaujolais.
I just want a necklace of garlic.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good French noise you just made. I want some French onion soup.
But he just wants to be a real boy again, doesn't he?
He just wants to be well. And he says to Dr. Percy, I will
do anything.
anything.
To be normal.
So, olden day cures. Who likes an olden day cure?
Well, it's
Love
going to
'em.
be a good one.
This is gonna
Right,
be a good
olden day cures for insatiable eating. Wine, vinegar and tobacco
Oh,
in pill form. Unsuccessful.
no good.
No good.
good.
Nicorette gum.
Large quantities of soft boiled eggs.
That's going to bung him up.
Unsuccessful.
Opium. Large quantities.
Well,
Unsuccessful. Yeah, so
No.
all he's done is come out high, stinking of chips, and bunged up.
it's not so bad, that is it?
Oh, really? No, yeah, and farting like no tomorrow because he's had large quantities of soft boiled eggs.
He's firing boiled eggs out of his ass like Paul fires peanuts.
Like one of them acts at Blackpool, legs akimbo.
They put him on a diet. Not a diet. A
But he needs
controlled,
one.
a controlled eating regime. However, it fails because they find him outside the hospital eating scraps.
He'd sneak out.
He can't stick it. He can't keep out at bins, this lad.
No.
And I
He'd
don't
have been
mean
murdered, you know. He'd have been murdered down Asda, you know, when it's like out of date stuff.
Oh, on Benefit Corner?
Yeah, oh, he'd have been,
Jesus, I've seen a couple of
whoops.
grannies.
Rustling. Yeah, whoopsies. Oh, I'd have loved it.
Yeah.
He'd have been alright this
It's taking
day.
I'm not- I
whoopsies to
tell
a
you
new
what,
level.
though, like,
Eating bloody
That,
butchers offcuts
the
in
whoopsie,
bin.
the whoopsie corner's fantastic though. I've been very close to flooring grannies for 10p pies. I have. It gets really heated.
It does, doesn't it?
It
Kicks
gets
off big
really,
time.
really heated.
What's your best whoopsie purchase?
Poker pie 7p. But yeah, he escaped, didn't he, from the hospital to scavenge for offal
He did.
and fight stray dogs for carrion.
It gets worse and worse.
Roadkill.
Roadkill.
You're eating
gets worse.
squirrels. It gets worse. Worse
Now-
than eating roadkill. Fighting cats for roadkill.
You know olden day medicine?
Yeah.
What did they used to do? You've got too much blood. So they do the old bloodletting.
Oh, yeah.
Like the barber's pole. That's why you have a red and white pole like
Yeah.
outside barbers. All the blood that was collected, he would sit by the bedside and drink it.
Oh, can you imagine him with his big,
Well, then again, he's drank cat's blood, so that's probably quite
big bloody
treat.
Cheshire Grin smile full of blood?
Oh.
Like the
It
Joker.
just looked like he'd been on red wine, wouldn't it?
He has got a big gob, so...
Yeah.
And then one night, it gets really bad. He's like desperately hungry, but they've locked him in the hospital. So he can't get out. He can't get out to bins. Oh, fuck all.
Bin day, wasn't it? Bin
Yeah.
day. They'd all been emptied. Oh, but he hated bin day.
I bet he hated bin day.
Oh,
I bet there were never bin day. I bet they cancelled the bin contract.
yeah, green bin were
He's
his
just get
favourite.
them all. Well, I'm not joking. He's really struggling. Finds himself in the mortuary. Yeah, has a bit of a nibble on some of the dead bodies.
That's hit
Oh,
him. Right.
so
He's
we got-
hit. He's hit rock bottom. He's hit rock bottom there, hasn't he?
It's at this point.
Literally.
It's at this point they think he's.
Having a bit of rump.
He might be suffering from a mental illness.
You reckon?
Fuck
You
me.
reckon?
Jesus.
Try getting him
Tell something that we don't know.
psychiatrist, but he had chaise longue.
There's a lot of pressure.
She died week before.
At his white
Poor
coat.
Chaise, God rest her soul.
There's a lot of pressure from some of the doctors to transfer him to a lunatic
I'm
asylum.
not bloody surprised.
However,
Get him on lithium.
Dr. Percy, he says no.
He does. He has a bit of a soft spot, doesn't
He's
he?
got
for
quite
him,
the. He's got
Percy?
quite the penchant for Terraria, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think he's been a shoulder to cry on, hasn't he? And he's I just want to be a real boy, and that's kind of melted.
Well, he keeps
Old
him
Percy's
around,
out.
Percy. He's trying his best, but then a bad thing happens.
Oh fucking hell!
It gets really bad now,
Yeah,
doesn't
It
it?
gets a bit dark.
It gets very dark.
He's
Not
got
this
his.
Licky Bill.
He gets. He gets.
He's eating
hungry.
fruit wires.
He's at the wires.
That's all candles.
Fucking hell, he at the wires. He's drank the gas lamps. Fucking idiot.
I thought them bulbs last for 7 years. Didn't fucking last 2 minutes with that cunt about.
What's all this LED bollocks? But it can.
Well, he gets hungry, but at the same time of one of his manic hungers, a 14-month baby child goes
Oh, no.
missing from
He's
the
eating
hospital.
babies.
He's eating babies.
Oh.
There's no proof, but it's very
There's no proof apart from him opening his
suspicious.
room and he was just cleaning up his mouth with a nappy.
Once this baby's gone missing, Terrare is the prime suspect.
Which is inevitable.
Yeah.
So they reckon he's just got this baby and ate
They
it.
think he's at this baby. The baby was in the hospital, same hospital as he was in. And then all of a sudden the baby goes missing and Terrare is prime suspect.
Picking his teeth with a safety pin. I mean, if he's done that, the dirty bastard, horrible bastard.
Well, we don't know, do we? But Dr.
We don't
Percy
know.
says,
It's all you say.
I can't trust you,
I
Terrare.
mean, if he's eating a punnet of apples or a barrel of apples in one go, then he's
He's-
probably eating babies.
Oh, yeah,
There's
baby.
no way to let the truth get in the way of a good story.
He just got it tucked in his cheek.
Yeah, he's eating squirrels, packs of them.
He had a gaggle of geese last week.
A pack of squirrels. 20.
Don't get me started on badgers. He had a full set.
Every time he had a shit, fucking animals are farming wood firing out of his arse. Theme tune blurring.
Animals are farting.
Every time he walked in a room, theme tune would start.
Yeah. I think what theme tune of
I
animals?
can't remember it.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to want to Google.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he's chased out of the hospital by a riotous mob, pitchforks,
Yeah.
burning sticks,
Burning sticks.
and all that.
Yeah.
He disappears,
I'm not
never
surprised
to
to be
be
fair.
seen in the hospital again. However, some 4 years later, no one knows where Terrari's been. He reappears.
He's literally been run out of town.
Yeah, he's been on the run, so to speak.
Dr. Percy gets a letter from a Monsieur Tessier of the Versailles Hospital, notifying him that there is a patient there who wished to see him.
Oh.
And it was Terrari, aged just 26.
Very young.
26?
Yeah.
So he's had he's filled his life
I
with
was-
plays and
when-
stuff, hasn't he?
He's had a busy 10 years.
When I was thinking about this, I just think, 26 actually is a very good age considering what he's actually consumed.
Well,
Not done too bad, has he really?
He's done well not to be dead already.
Well, there's not much nutrients in metal and
No.
animal fur.
No.
Oh.
He gets this message and he makes his way to Versailles. And Terrari is bedridden and weak.
Oh, I'm bedridden and weak.
And Terrari says that 2 years earlier he'd eaten a golden fork for a bet,
Had he?
but he'd never pooped it.
But it never passed.
He'd never passed. It was lodged
Bloke
inside
still stood
him.
there waiting to do his speech.
Yeah, and he thinks that that's what was making him feel extremely unwell.
Yeah, he thinks that this lodged fork
But he
is
wanted to get it out so he could cash it in a gold fork.
I know.
it's causing his current weakness.
Get down to cash generators, quick sticks. Be laughing, wouldn't he?
So he hopes his old mucker Percy can find a way to extricate the fork, make him all better, and send him on his way.
You wouldn't want to shit a fork out, would you?
No, not by any
God
stretch.
no.
Especially if it gets caught it like on an angle.
That'd be worse than giving birth to a slurpee if you think about it.
Yeah, well,
Well, if you did it forks first.
yeah.
However, Percy,
Yes.
being a top doctor, he recognises that he's not actually suffering from stuck fork syndrome, but poor old Terrari's got advanced TB.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Which was typical of the times, wasn't it?
Well,
Oh yeah. People were always dying of TB
But
in them
that's
days.
what gets me as well. So this is actually what results in his demise, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah.
But how the hell did he not go downhill before this? It's a natural disease that killed him, and yet
he's a medical
eating,
phenomenon.
and eating eels, live cats,
It
cars, metal, watches didn't kill him, but this ultimately did.
It did.
It boggles my mind.
About a month later, Terrari, he starts having continuous diarrhea,
For a change.
like non-stop shitting,
Oof, Christ.
and that sees him off. He dies shortly afterwards, most
Oh,
likely.
no.
Flipping hell.
Dehydration
Died of
in
the
the
shit.
end. No,
So was it the tuberculosis that killed
just
it?
say TB, dear.
Was it the TB that killed it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's a shame.
What are you going to do with some sort of like out of the ordinary corpse body? What do you think they might want to do with it?
Whip him open. Let's
They
have a
want
look.
to have a look,
So
don't
the
they?
butchers
Let's
inside.
have an
Right.
autopsy.
Yeah, when you catch a shark around, you're always wondering what's inside, aren't you?
Yeah, and it'd be a similar situation with Terrari, wouldn't it?
So they think this is great opportunity. Let's do an autopsy. It is reported that while Terrari smelt bad alive, that was nothing compared to the stench of him once he died. So the doctors, they start the autopsy, they cut him open, and they are struggling to breathe through the odour that's coming out from his stomach cavities.
Jesus
They're saying
Christ, I don't remember he's having the tea.
he's filling the air with this green gas.
Get bent!
This
Green gas!
myth-
What have I told you about spoiling the artistic license? You get bent.
It's not a bloody comic.
Get bent yourself. Go on.
Green gas.
But apparently, as well, his body was just full of pus.
Yeah. Now some of the surgeons are refusing to dissect it. They're saying, "Fuck this. This is beyond the Call of Duty. We're not that interested
This is disgusting.
in what's going on inside this.
This horrid.
However, one doctor carried on, curious to find the gold fork. No,
Yeah, he had some debts to pay. That's what it were. Like you said, straight in cash generator, a golden fork and a second generator Game Boy.
it was reported in the autopsy that his gullet was abnormally wide.
Oh,
I wonder why.
yeah.
Surgeons
Steering wheel, yeah.
could see down a broad canal into his stomach.
Oh, I bet you it looked like the bottom of the canal.
Yeah.
All bikes and tyres, trolleys. Probably a couple of trolleys
Probably a
down
couple
there.
of trolleys, yeah.
His liver and gallbladder were abnormally large. His stomach was enormous, covered in ulcers and filling most of his abdominal cavity. His jaws could stretch so wide,
Yes.
it is reported that you could fit a cylinder through his gob that was a foot in circumference.
Bollocks.
So basically,
How big was his head?
like a football through his gob.
Oh, well.
And I'm not talking a keep you up it little size one.
Proper
Stop a match ball.
That begs the question, how big was his actual head? He must have been like... even though it's when you've got like up in your mouth really wide.
Ah.
Sadly, there is no photographs of how big his gob were.
Is there any drawings?
Yeah, there's drawings.
We'll have to have a look online.
I could
we'll
draw
get some
someone with a big
posted.
mouth. though. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said, Zippy. He just sounds exactly
It
like
looks a
Zippy.
bit like, what's that big fish called? What eats everyone? Jaws. Looks a bit like Jaws.
Love Jaws.
There he is.
All about that Jaws live. Yeah,
So, he was in a bad way. He was in a bad way.
he's
So
all
there you
gone.
go, that's pretty much it. That's the story of old Terrari.
That's Terrari.
But one thing they had learnt is that the condition was not in his mind, it was not mental.
That's crazy.
It
Find
was.
the drawing of it.
He was genuinely hungry.
There is
All
actually...
the time.
I actually had a
All
look
that
into
time.
this.
All
and
right, go on.
There is actually a modern day... It's less a disease, more a condition called Prader-Willi syndrome, which means you have no...
Beg your pardon.
It's called Prader-Willi syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Genuinely.
He's not like a fancy cock.
Yeah, like Gucci Gooch.
Yeah,
But that's the
Gucci fanny.
that's the technical name for it. It just means you've got no satiety level. Katie Price's son has got it. For anyone interested.
Well, there's
Which
another
one?
one that I looked at, which was called polyphagia.
All right.
Polyphagia.
So there's some doctors having a right giggle.
There's something going on. There's a connection with
Really?
the nethers.
Polyphagia, which is uncontrollable eating.
Right, so we've got Prader-Willi syndrome and
Yeah.
polyphagia.
Do you think if there was anybody with the same conditions, that it'd be like nipped in the bud at an early stage, it'd be treated, and then it wouldn't get to the extent?
Well, I don't know. Like, it's like,
Trial
it's, how
redoxing.
can you treat it? Because
Well, I'm sure if you've got like an overactive thyroid
is it hormonal?
or yeah,
There's loads of things that it could be attributed like that.
Funnily enough, that's what that woman on that shop mobility trolley in Tesco said to me. Excuse me, love, can you get out of my way?
I've got an overactive thyroid.
I've got polyphagia.
Fucking hell.
Really, she was just getting to whoopsies.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up
Stick
your
at the
tongue.
ready.
Yeah.
I'm about for twat Ethel if she's got them pies before me.
Well, if you...
Broken pack of yogurts,
Yeah.
leaking. Well, they're only a 10p, get them.
Hey, yeah, but if you've got polyphagia
Yeah.
or cocky willy syndrome,
Yeah.
you're not bothered, are you?
Well, no, you
eat anything.
Eat the pot as well.
There's some documentaries. There's actually a documentary, ironically, called Can't Stop Eating on YouTube, which is all about Prader-Willi syndrome. It's an eye opener.
There we go, old Terrari,
Very
the
interesting.
big eater man, the gobbler.
You don't come across them anymore, these big eaters. You know, it's sad, isn't it?
I don't know. In today's society,
There's a lot of chubbers knocking about.
Yeah, but that's just from being greedy. That's not from illness.
I always find it remarkable, like if you're a big fat bastard,
Sugar the pill, why don't you?
like different people and different people's body types. You know, because some people look slim, but then they've got a big gut. But there are other people store fat in different areas,
they do, don't
they?
they?
They do,
It's
yeah.
all genetics. People are genetically predisposed to look a certain way.
Some
So
people are apples, some people are pears.
Yeah.
What-
Some
and what-
people have got a big saggy undercarriage.
Some people
Some
have
people have
got
got a gunt.
fanatical
Oh,
bulges.
they're horrible.
Oh, I don't like a gunt.
A big sweaty gunt.
Oh, they look when it flies up.
Oh god! So they look all right from like the head.
Yeah.
You're looking down, then suddenly you think, "Whoa!" Looks
Yeah,
like she
like
got,
them people who,
like she got a
if
bloody
you
pillar
look
in
at
her
them, you
knickers.
look at them from behind.
Yeah.
You look at them straight on, and it's just the normal shape of an average human.
And then they turn
and
round
turn
and knock
90
a car over.
It's like a capital D.
I genuinely just don't understand gunts though. Like, how have you bypassed the stomach and just gone to the fanny area?
I like to store my fat in my fanny region. It's a conscious choice I made.
But you see people that are like that way all the time. It's a nightmare on the train when it's packed.
Oh, I bet they can't shade it.
Imagine, I bet they warm their hands underneath.
Dark
it.
side of the moon.
Yeah.
It's a
They all reach around.
garden shears.
Oh, took a bit of labby off.
Oh dear. Anyway, we digress.
Well, that's what happens, though, isn't it? You know, it's dangerous game shaving.
So I thought you were going to say it's a dangerous game eating then.
So there we go, old Terrari. I hope you enjoyed the story of the French eaty man, he gobbly uppity man. He was alright, wasn't he?
He were a nice fella. Meant well.
He meant well.
He meant well.
Meant
He meant
well.
well.
We say that about everyone, don't
He
we?
tried
Bless
his
him.
best. It weren't his fault. It was
Bless
a try.
him.
God loves a try.
If you've got any other stories you'd like us to discuss, then drop us a line on the
get in
Facebook and the
touch.
Twitter.
It can
and
be
all
olden day stories or
that.
modern day.
Yes.
We are quite happy to apply the old talking tripe and twaddle treatment
Yes.
to any of your stories.
And
Well,
don't forget to leave us a review on iTunes, because that'd be proper good, wouldn't
That
it?
would be really, really good. That would be excellent ace.
so we can shoot
Fantastic.
up the charts.
Oh, yes.
Because you know what? All these bloody professional BBC podcasts are coming along now trying to steal our thunder. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck off, you bastards.
I know. Cool.
Anyway, we've been talking Tribe and Twaddle.
Yeah,
No
I've been
idea what's just been
I
happening.
know, I just literally cut off for like a minute then. So yeah, check us out on Twitter, Talking Tribe and Twaddle on Twitter. We've also now got an Instagram page.
Ooh,
So
check
if you
you.
if you search for Talking Tribe and Twaddle on Instagram, we will be there. We will post regularly. Send us your episode requests.
Send us your shit in a box.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, not again. Oh God, Chris has done that already this year, and it's only 7 days.
Hey, do you know what fascinated me the other
Took a
day?
dump in a box.
In York, they found a fossilised Viking shit.
Amazing.
It's enormous.
Fossilised.
Yeah. Well, it had been mineralised, I should say.
Yeah.
It wasn't fossilised.
Right.
Real Viking shit.
Shit with bones.
It was real. It's on display now in the York Museum. I saw it on Time Team.
I saw it on Time Team.
And on that note, I think we'll disappear.
I think we will.
We'll see you soon, very soon, with another tale to talk.
About.
I'm going to bed.
Bye.
See you later.
Night,
Bye.
night. God bless.
Laid low, sit up,